Hello everyone, today I am on Hypixel and I'm going to be trying to play Bedwars after around 5 years of not touching the game. So we'll see how good I am with half a decade of not playing. It's been absolutely ages since I played, so I don't really remember what I'm supposed to do, unfortunately. Looks like I've got some iron ingots. I can get wool. Alright, and what am I supposed to do here? Oh, okay, perfect, right. This is where the things are deposited. Alright. Now I can buy some items. I think what's going to be most important is probably blocks to protect our bed. I'm not really sure what the best will be, but I am just gonna start covering the bed in blocks, I suppose. Alright, it's been a really long time since I have done anything with this game. So I honestly am not sure where I get diamonds from. It looks like... Perfect, okay. So I have a pickaxe now. I can... It looks like there's diamonds over there. So I've got 2 diamonds now. That's not that many. But it might be enough to help me. I'm not really sure what the rest of my team is... Oh, wow, okay. I'm not really sure what the rest of my team is trying to do, so I'm just going to hang out around the base and hopefully protect the bed a little bit. I don't know if I want to wait for more diamonds. I'm not really sure what the best bet is, but I'm thinking that... Oh no. Okay, someone destroyed our bed. That is not good. It also looks like I'm lagging quite a bit. I think I now have enough gold to get an iron sword. I'm gonna do that, definitely. We've got 2 players left on our team, and I do not like the look of blue coming over here. This is not great. I think what I'd better do now is try to get as much gear as I can. I need 1 more gold for iron armor, and there we go. Okay, perfect. So now I should be a little bit more protected. It looks like nobody else has really bothered upgrading their armor. So hopefully I should be okay. I'm also going to take this time to grab some more blocks. And since I still have those 2 diamonds, I'm just going to go ahead and get the feather falling. I really hope that nobody knocks me off with a bow right now. That would not be ideal. It looks like I'm the last person left alive on my team. I'm not sure how many are left on the other teams, so this is not a great situation, especially since, if I had to guess, it seems like they're going to be coming after me. And I'm really not that experienced with things like PvP in Minecraft. Alright, this might be it. Ugh. Well, you know what? For my first time playing in about 5 years, that's not that bad. So I'm going to take a quick break and practice, and then hopefully I will be a little bit better. For this second game, I wasn't able to give commentary in the moment, so instead I'm voicing this over after the fact. I I started by getting wool and trying to bridge over to get some diamonds. I remembered from my first game that that was definitely going to be really important, especially in getting traps and gear for my team. Luckily, I made it there before the green team did. I also wanted to focus on making sure I got as many emeralds as I could as fast as possible. I didn't want the other teams to have an advantage too early on in the game. I wanted to make sure I avoided combat as much as possible since I wasn't great at my PvP skills, but unfortunately I did get attacked by another player and I did die. Luckily, my bridges were still there and they didn't get taken down. A member of the green team set off our alarm, but luckily my other teammates managed to take care of it before it became too much of an issue. I was definitely worried that our bed would get broken way too fast, but that didn't end up being a problem. I kept going around and getting all the diamonds and emeralds that I could, essentially making loops. Here, I tried to attack the red team player, and luckily I did manage to kill them, which was definitely very helpful. Unfortunately, as I was trying to get back, I got attacked again, and as you can probably guess, I died. PvP is definitely something I'm going to have to work on in this game. I'm usually pretty good with long-range attacks, but swords are not my strong area. I kept returning to what I had been doing, grabbing diamonds, and I tried to disrupt the green team a little bit by getting rid of part of their bridge. I knew it wouldn't be a very permanent solution, but it should be able to slow them down a bit. I used the resources I had been gathering to buy some things that I thought could be useful. I spent a lot of this game just getting different items and figuring out what I liked and what I didn't. And in between shopping sprees, I just kept getting as many emeralds as I could. I was worried about getting attacked by another player since I had 8 emeralds on me, and while that might not be too much, I definitely didn't want it to go to waste. So I tried finding another way back. At this point, I had thought of, instead of taking my way back, because I had no blocks and unfortunately the bridge didn't reach all the way, I was going to try to loop the long way around, which would also let me get some more diamonds. Unfortunately, I did end up dying, but this was a strategy that worked really well for the rest of the game. Essentially, what I would do is make a big loop, grab emeralds from the middle, and then continue on, go to the red team's old base, get diamonds, and make a big loop back, and this gave me a lot of materials and resources that I had to use at the shopping area at my base. Unfortunately, the bridge that I had been using to get back was destroyed in a spot, but I was able to use the item shop at the red team's former base. This game ended up lasting for a really long time, even though ultimately it didn't work out exactly the way I wanted it to, as you'll see. I was still really enjoying this game, and it ended up being my favorite, which is why I included it versus some other games where my team technically performed better. Since we were relatively safe throughout the game, one of my goals ended up being to purchase all of the possible team upgrades, and that led to me running around getting more diamonds and more emeralds, and luckily my plan did continue working. I would go to the middle, I would grab the emeralds there, I would get diamonds on the way back, and just keep making the loop. Unfortunately, while I was on my way back to the center, I did end up getting shot off the bridge. Luckily, some water had been placed on my base earlier, and I was able to use it to save myself. this point in the game, red and yellow had both been gone for a while, so it was just my team and green. Here, I got attacked again while I was trying to get back to the red base on my way to mine, but luckily I didn't die this time, and I had gotten used enough to the route by now that I was able to make it safely the entire way. I also got some achievements this game. I got the Emerald Hoarder and the Diamond Hoarder achievement, and another one, which you'll see in just a minute here. We made it long enough that the red got automatically destroyed, which made me a little bit anxious because I definitely was not feeling very strong in PvP at this moment. However, we had managed to get a lot of upgrades, traps, and items, and we actually managed to get every single team upgrade, as you see right here. I was definitely very worried of getting killed right here. I didn't want to lose all the progress that I had made and all of the items I had gotten without being able to use them. Unfortunately, this did end up being a 1v3 as all of my other teammates had died at this point. I also sped up this ending section just to make it a little easier to watch and go a bit faster. I didn't cut this part as much, just because there wasn't that much left, but I did put it up to 175%. Luckily, all of the iron golems that I had gotten earlier were a really big help, and I managed to get it down from maybe 1v3 to 1v2. I still wasn't out of the woods yet, though. There was this weird glitch happening where I couldn't pick up any of the gold. I didn't really understand it, especially since it definitely should have been real gold ingots, since we upgraded our forge all the way. But honestly, I had enough items that I didn't really need the gold that much. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to use Charlie the Unicorn in any of my games, so I'm still not exactly sure what it does. If I play Bedwars again, I'll definitely try to get it and test it out and see what it is. At this point, I was panicking a little bit, trying to figure out what I could do. I had a lot of resources, but the issue was that I still wasn't very confident in my ability to use them. After all, this was only my third game playing, and I really wasn't sure if I would be able to make this on PvP skill alone. After I built this bridge, I ran back to safety for a minute because I was worried that they were going to try to shoot me off of it, so I wanted to retreat for just a second and get some more items while I could. I decided to make one last effort and run in with everything that I had, but unfortunately, as you'll see here, I couldn't make it. However, I was really proud of the effort that I put forth in this game, and I think that it went really well. I'll definitely play again at some point.